Merry early Christmas, everyone, or Merry Christmas, depending on when I can get this video out. But because it's Christmas, I decided I'll be ranking every Winterfest we've had in Fortnite. This has been, like, my favorite time in playing Fortnite. Every year, I love the Winterfests, so I decided to rank them. So starting off with this season's really decent. I actually really like this season, so I'm gonna give this like a solid B tier Winterfest because there are Winterfests that have done better, like LTMs and just overall like additions to the game. Because I believe all we really got that was basically new was Icy Feet. Unless you count the little chiller grenade, which I don't really count that because it's really just a reskin of the chiller grenade that makes it so you can't sprint. So it's really just like a slow mode area. But apparently there have been like talk about a sword fight LTM, which does sound cool. We have seen that in the past with Infinity Blade, but I feel like we'll be actually getting like actual sword items if this does come out. And also a catch LTM, which we've had catch many times in the past, so nothing too special. But I really hope we see something with LTMs because this would make it a B tier if we do see LTMs make a return this Winterfest, which it's been so far into it, I don't think we will be seeing anything. But yeah, they brought back Cactu's Cabin. Unlike Chapter 5 Season 1, this Winterfest, man, it's straight into D tier. I do not even want to look at this thing. This one had decent stuff going for it. First of all, it had Crackshot's Cabin missing. It wasn't there. We did not have it. Instead, we had a quest UI that we were able to go into the quest UI, not do any quests, but press a button to get some XP. Not XP, just to get some rewards, like a free skin or two. It was the worst thing that I can ever really think of for Winterfest. Like, how lazy do you have to be to do that? Like, Epic, what were you doing? But in terms of map changes, we did get Crackshot's Cabin back on the map, but not really at the same time because it just replaced Loot Island, which was a really cool idea. Like, I really liked how they did that season. But this entire Winterfest, I feel like, just gets ruined by the thought of Chapter 5 itself. But this was probably my favorite time to play Chapter 5, like, all together, so can't really say much about that. But they also added a little iceberg at the top of the map to have Sergeant Winter instead of him having a semi-truck, which I guess makes sense because semi-trucks aren't in the game at this point. But, like, Epic could have at least done something better with that. They also brought out Ship It Express, which was an LTM, and it was literally just a rebranded catch, so nothing too special, but at least they were trying. They were trying, and you were able to get a gun, so it wasn't even that really good of an LTM, but at least they tried. A for effort, Epic, but this is definitely not getting an A for effort inside of the tier list. That's it really for 2023's Winterfest. So let's move on to 2022's Winterfest, which was during Chapter 4, which I'm going to be very biased here because this is when they added Winter Sky to the game, which Sky's my main skin, and they reskinned her for Christmas, and I was just like, yeah, thank you, Epic. This is the best Winterfest ever. But really looking at this Winterfest, they didn't really do much. They really just did like creator callouts for game modes instead of LTMs this year, so we didn't really see any LTMs. Gameplay wise, we didn't really get any map changes, I believe, either. I guess they only did like Crackshot's Cabin. I can't remember if that was actually at the start of the season or not. But there wasn't really that much changes to the map, which was kind of disappointing. They didn't even add more snow, which we did have the huge snow biome, which if I had to rank every snow biome, that would probably be the second best snow biome we've ever gotten, but that's not really the topic. I might actually do that later. That sounds like a pretty good video idea. But anyways, this Winterfest, not really too much going on for it other than the fact they added Winter Sky, and also we had the Crackshot's Cabin because that's like a main part of Winterfest. I don't know why some years they do it and some years they don't. Like later on we'll actually have a case of them not doing it again for some reason. But yeah, this was a alright Winterfest, nothing too major. And the two free skins weren't really that good either. And yeah, that's about it for this Winterfest. Moving on to Chapter 3 Season 1, which this was probably like my favorite time to play Chapter 3. We had half the map covered in snow, which if you want to know something about me, I love when the map is covered in snow, especially whenever it's fully covered in snow, but we haven't seen that since Chapter 2 Season 1, so I highly doubt we will ever see that again. But Chapter 3, Season 1's Winterfest had the introduction of Sergeant Winter's semi-truck, which me and my friend actually did a glitch to start driving it around, and we were able to drive it around the road like it was the AIs, which it was pretty funny because we were just delivering presents to everybody, because this is the Sergeant Winter that threw presents at you, and it was pretty funny. We were able to just do it to everybody. We even brought it to the end circle, which we did eventually get shot at because that's not the regular path the AI took. But it was funny while it lasted. I really wish we could have done that back in Chapter 4, but they had sadly patched that, which I am still kind of upset that they did that. Like, it was fun, but the truck had infinite fuel, so I couldn't see why they did that. This season, we also saw the reintroduction of Crackshot's cabin. Like I said earlier, the season before this, we just didn't get it back. For some reason, there's like some 5 curse. In Chapter 5, we didn't get it back. In Chapter 2, Season 5, we didn't get it back. So, I guess it's just like a curse of 5s. But this was a pretty fun Winterfest because of the cabin. The cabin made the rewards pretty fun to get. Logging on every day and claiming your rewards just was something, there was something special about that, and I really like it. We had quests too, but that's really it for this one, I can think, because after that the snow started melting, and then we got Columbos and also Tilted Towers back, which that was pretty exciting, but that's not Winterfest stuff anymore. But now moving on to Chapter 2, Season 5. This one, I'm gonna put this one in C because this one was decent, but it could have done better. You know, me looking at this now, I don't feel like going back through and doing all this. I really gotta stop limiting my opinion on the season, whether or not it had Crackshot's cabin, because this one was pretty fun LTM wise, because this one had an LTM shuffle playlist that shuffled between 3 different LTMs. First we had Air Royale, which was one that was turning from Chapter 1 Season 8, which was a really fun LTM. I really missed this LTM, and I'm so glad we got it back, because back when I did play it, I sucked at the game. So when they brought it back, I was actually somewhat decent at the game now, so I was actually able to have fun. Shockwave, which was a brand new LTM. This one was so much fun. I remember playing it a lot, especially when they made it a separate game mode so we didn't have to like randomly play it by chance. But it was basically a Super Smash Bros. But in Fortnite. Every time you hit somebody, they would get a percentage of Shockwave basically, and it would just knock them back and knock them back. It was so much fun. And also we saw Pickaxe Frenzy in this mode as an actual LTM, because prior to this, Pickaxe Frenzy was only available through Lachlan's Skin Tournament, which it was a pretty fun game mode. I really loved it, but it only lasted for a little bit, not as long as Shockwave or Air Royale. Map changes were also pretty decent. They brought back the little outpost from Chapter 1 Season 7, which that gets you a little bit of points in my books because I loved Chapter 1 Season 7, which you will figure out later on in this ranking. But this was pretty fun. They brought back the planes, which it was a horribly nerfed version. They added fuel and they just had no power through builds whatsoever. And the fuel, if you boosted once, it was basically over for the plane, like you were gone. But it was alright. But yeah, it was just quests to get the free skins, which I don't really like that. But then again, it does kind of make them rewarding, I guess. Not sure. But they were alright skins. One of them was just a reskin of a default, and one of them was just Snowmando, which is a meme skin. So it's pretty cool. I can't complain about Snowmando. He's a little cool little guy. Now, Chapter 2, Season 1. The first season, we had Crackshot's cabin. Man, the vibes for Fortnite were so good at this point. We had gotten the Star Wars event, which was actually really mid, but who cares? We had gotten lightsabers. I remember being just so blown away that we had lightsabers in Fortnite, because this is back when I was younger, unlike most people that probably talk about Fortnite. I was just like blown away. I love the fact that they added lightsabers to Fortnite. Like, that was so cool to me. And then we had the winter event. Everything, just looking back at the season, I look at it so fondly. Not season in particular, because it's like outside of the events. This season just sucked. But they had so many cool additions during the events. It was a time to play Fortnite. Like Crackshot's cabin, lightsabers, like, it was fun. Even though lightsabers kind of are OP and some people call them bad, like, there was really no in between. I feel like some people are like, they're horrible. Some people will say it's the most overpowered thing, but I really like the season for the events, not so much the outside parts. But Chapter 1 Season 7, Man, was this a time to be playing Fortnite. I don't know if this is just me being like younger, but this was like my favorite season ever. Still to this day. I think that once we go back to the season in OG, it will probably like go down because I'm like, yeah, really nothing too noteworthy, but like back then, man, like it was so much fun. The snow on the map, the iceberg, it just had so many good vibes. The little trailer we got with it, like, yeah, we had the Infinity Blade and no piece planes, but I was like young. I didn't know how to play the game that well back then, so it didn't bother me. Like it was having fun. Like I was just getting wins. That was actually the first season I got a win, but that's not the topic. We're talking about the 14 days of Fortnite event. It wasn't called Winterfest at the time. It was called 14 days of Fortnite, but this one had daily rotating LTMs where the LTMs would just rotate daily, which I think was a very cool concept. Something they don't do at all because they don't even have LTMs to rotate daily. But we also got like a small team and a large team. I'm looking here at the wiki. Every day we would get like some new game mode or like a returning game mode, which I miss when they did this. Like this was so much fun. Like yeah, it kind of added a fear of missing out with the LTMs, but don't worry, you have an LTM right here that's just as fun. And also the quests, like they were pretty cool quests. We are getting free items. Like we never really got this many free items before, I'm guessing, unless you count the battle passes. But man, what a time to be playing Fortnite, especially on Christmas. For some reason, they decided to just completely cover the map in snow. Only for Christmas, and then we saw it later on with the Ice King event, but this was such a fun time to be playing Fortnite, and I really wish I could go back in time to play it like this again, but you can't do that. Now, I'm sure I missed things, so let me know down below in the comments if I did, because I'm making this video on New Year's Eve just so I have something that can go up on Christmas, kind of like to have the Christmas vibes. I don't know, I just thought that'd be a cool idea, so let me know down below in the comments if I did miss anything, because like I said, I've been on a time crunch. So yeah, hope you guys liked this video. Drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and check out the video on screen right here if it looks interesting, because I don't have that many videos that are relevant to stuff nowadays, so just click it if it looks interesting, I guess, and I will see you guys in the next one. Also, remember to use code Ultimate727 in the item shop, #ad.